Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live for the Singapore Fintech Festival, and joining me for this segment, we have Candace Li. She's Associate Director of Equities with SGX Group. We're going to discuss uplifting sustainability reporting and the flow of green capital. Candace, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you.
A big conversation at SFF, of course, is what's happening with green capital. What are the challenges faced by the financial industry stakeholders in ESG reporting today?
I think from an SGX perspective, we get to talk to a lot of stakeholders. So companies, listed companies, is a key stakeholder of ours. A lot of challenges they are facing now in sustainability includes like really small teams. A lot of them are just a one-man team for sustainability reporting, and they're even double-heading. And with this kind of small team, they are even looking at multiple frameworks, standards, and these standards are also growing and evolving. So it's really difficult for them to kind of navigate on this confusing landscape. And I think on the other hand, the investors are not having an easy time as well. And there are also some of the buy-side firms really small. And what they are doing now is that though they need quantifiable, comparable, consistent ESG data, but they can't do it so easily. Right, what they're doing now is looking through sustainability reports in PDF formats. It can be glossy reports, but what they're doing is flipping through every single page, looking for the data, the metric that they want, and then be able to collate that together into a nice machine-readable kind of format. So both sides, resource constraint, a lot of challenges, and these are just some that we've heard feedbacks from our stakeholders.
What role are the exchanges playing when it comes to improving ESG reporting?
I think for an exchange, we are in a very unique position because we're in the center of the financial industry. We have touch points across so many stakeholders, and we're able to see and hear the challenge. And so, for example, what we have seen is that actually companies, they are already doing reporting on the exchange. So what we can do is kind of facilitate that data, the information flow between your companies and your investors. So to start off, what we did last year is that we kind of looked at 100 of our top listed companies, look at how they're doing their reporting across 3 years of their reports. So it's about 300 over reports, 12,000 data points. So from that massive data set, right, we kind of distilled that into 27 core ESG metrics. And then we published it as a recommended list for companies to start off. So for companies, small companies, so many frameworks, you don't know where to start. This is a good starting point. Just look at 27. And the beauty of the 27 is that they cut across the E, S, and G pillars, right? And they're also quantitative in nature, and it's relevant to most of the sectors. And I think most importantly, it's also rooted in the reality of current reporting landscape. So it's not starting afresh, it's nothing new. They may already have the data points, so it's something very easy to start off.
Tell us about SGX ES Genome. What is it doing to enhance access to ESG data?
So once we kind of did the 27 core metrics, right? The next step was to launch the ES Genome platform. So that platform is a digital ESG disclosure platform meant for listed companies to start reporting. Like I said, a lot of them are struggling, small teams, right? What they're doing now is collating information in Excels, taking the Excel, putting it into a PDF SR. Investors, on the other hand, look at the SR and go through page by page to find. So that's not efficient, right? And it doesn't make sense for them to do for small markets, which is why for a small market like Singapore, this is where the ES Genome platform comes in. First of all, it's digital, right? Companies now can collaborate within the entire organization, put in data in a digital format, create a SR based on the digital data, and then send this information to whoever, investors, bankers, whoever they need to, in a digital machine-readable format. They don't have to dig through PDF reports anymore. So that's the beauty of it. And secondly, I think the platform also seek to kind of shape companies' disclosure a little bit more. So on the platform, of course, there's the 27 core metrics, right? We give them guidance, tell them how to disclose with units. But aside from that, there's also over 3,000 metrics on the platform that is mapped across different global standards like GRI, TCFD, SDGs, right? And they're all mapped against each other. So the idea is if a company input one data metric, that single metric is automatically mapped against all the different frameworks that you need to comply with, so that you don't have to do it all over again, right? So that is the beauty of it, efficient, and also be able to create a standardized, comparable data set for the entire Singapore market.
Right. Candace, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me throughout the day at the Singapore Fintech Festival. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.